Here's a clip from Tarabuster with Tara Devlin.
Fox News watchers, they're not viewers, they're victims. And speaking of, let's get into this story. It's a good segue. That's why in a crisis, conservatives you don't want them on a good day to be in charge, but especially in a crisis. And this crisis, this coronavirus crisis, I hope pulls the covers off just how useless they are. And they're not just useless, they are detrimental. For all of the fake news coming out of their mouths, they're harming people. So this, Florida commissioner apologizes after statement made during a meeting on coronavirus. So he went on One American News Network, and he, of course, learned a lot of bullshit about the coronavirus. And he went into this meeting and shared it. And he shared it with all of his Facebook followers. And he was saying that blowdryer, if you take a blowdryer and point it up your nose to heat the coronavirus out of your body. Let's have him
Might sound kind of silly, but being in the medical field that I was as a paramedic, it started to make a lot of sense. One of the things that was pointed out in this interview with one of the doctors, foremost doctors that has studied the coronavirus, says that the nasal passages and the nasal membranes are the coolest part of the body. That's why the virus tends to go there until it then becomes healthy enough to go into the lungs. This sounds really goofy, and it did to me too, but it works. Once the temperature reaches 136 degrees Fahrenheit, the virus falls apart and just it disintegrates.
Are you serious? Okay? This is what he's telling people, that he learned the cure. It's the cure for the coronavirus. Just shove a blow dryer up your nose and let it rip, because it neutralizes the virus. Oh, it sounds crazy. I know it does. That's what I thought too, but listen here.
But you're up to 132 degrees. The answer was you use a blow dryer because it's capable of doing that. So you hold a blow dryer in front of your face and you inhale with your nose, and it kills all the viruses in your nose.
Are you effing kidding me? Okay. And everybody's like stunned. They're like, "Excuse me? What? What did you say?"
You hold a blow dryer in front of your face and you inhale with your nose, and it kills all the viruses in your nose.
What?
Okay.
So I would just caution residents to, if there's lots of misinformation out there. We're hearing and learning a lot on social media, and there's just a lot of misinformation on how to cure this disease. And, I personally would just leave that to your medical provider. I've heard so much, just sad information about, how to cure this virus. And it's a new virus. That's why they call it a novel coronavirus. And just caution on the, mechanisms of, trying to treat this on your own, and leave that up to the medical professionals to be able to do that for you.
This is somebody,
I would not even have...
They voted for him. They put him in a position of authority. He continues, though. He's like, oh, no. When they say, listen, everyone, do not trust this. Take this with a grain of salt. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Oh, no. Wait. He gets back. Hey, let me explain.
Professionals to be able to do that for you.
Social media, I would not even have brought that up. This was on OAN and One American News Network, which is the fastest growing national network on cable. And it's the new Fox News, if you want to know the truth. And it was a doctor, and it did have his credentials, that he has been one of the foremost doctors in studying, how this is transmitted. And that's where that came from. And I agree with you. There's a lot of baloney out there on social media. You've got to be very careful.
Yeah, you got to be very careful and only get your news from a network. Well, the One American News Network is relatively new, but Fox News, they've done studies, not that Republicans understand facts or reality, but Fox News makes its viewers less informed than those who watch no news at all. So you'll be more informed by not even watching the news than you are watching Fox News. Meaning less informed. That means you're trafficking in misinformation. Not only are you less informed, you're not just informed, you're less informed, meaning you are ill-informed. You know lies. You're a dupe. You're a dum-dum. And that is the point of Fox News. Fox News is propaganda. But this guy's like, oh, no, yeah, I understand. You got to be careful out there. But it's, this came from the One American News Network, which is the fastest growing news network. And it's like Fox News, that channel, that propaganda rag that makes people stupid enough to vote for a tax-cheating, draft-dodging, dictator-envying con man with a fake university and a vitamin scam. He would never pass on something that came from one of those fake news outlets like the New York Times or the Washington Post, where they have actual fact checkers, and if they get something wrong, they do a retraction. Not on Fox News. They don't have to do retractions because being less informed, that's what they do. In the days of Edward R. Murrow, if a news organization, quote unquote, made its viewers less informed, there would be mass firings. Not on Fox News, though. Less informed. The study comes out and says Fox News viewers are less informed than people who watch no news at all. And there's champagne corks popping and people are getting promotions at Fox News. Nobody gets fired for making viewers less informed on Fox News. That's the point. That's why this country is swirling around the bowl. That's why we have idiots on the chat stream who come in and say, you're a bitch. Y-O-U-R. You're a bitch. I think it's hilarious, though. You're a bitch. Y-O-U-R. That's the best you got? Really? This lady has a bad mouth. Well, it comes from living and sharing the same air as Trumpanzees, dum-dums, morons, people who cheer a con man, who receive fewer votes, people who act like they own this place when they're in the minority, who have to grift and cheat and steal in order to destroy democracy. People who would rather have an autocrat who worships, who kisses ass on other autocrats, a dictator-envying autocrat, than an actual democracy. They lack the ability to function in democracy. But don't worry. Hopefully, things will get better. We got to get rid of them. I mean, legally and peacefully, of course, not out of power. Then they can whine and cry and go on the internet and say you're a bitch and stuff like that, while we're progressing and making sure everyone has health care as a right of citizenship. Everyone, even Stanley, the moron, lives in a country where people get a living wage and can go to the doctor when sick. And those kids come out of school, young people or whatever, come out of college without being indentured servants to banks. You know what I mean? Civilization. And Stanley can whine and cry and live in his little bubble and go on the internet and be a wasted life. Because every conservative, when a conservative steps off this mortal coil, it's not like Earth loses anything. It's Earth breathes a sigh of relief. And one day Stanley and his, I can't remember the other guy's name on the other channel, said I had a dirty mouth. That's fine. Whatever. when they step off this mortal coil, they won't. No one will remember them. You know what I mean? That's how ineffectual they are in life. They bring nothing to the table. They don't add anything to society. We wouldn't pester Republicans. That's the other thing. You don't want to pester a Republican to pull a effing hair for anybody else but themselves. That's what they do. The search for the superior moral justification for selfishness. That's what they're on, that perpetual search. So go right ahead. Keep being useless. Keep adding nothing to the conversation, at bringing nothing to the table. No, we wouldn't expect anything more from conservatives. We keep moving forward anyway, despite you. That's the point of progressivism. We don't allow you to win. Eventually we win. We always win. Because we're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of humanity. And you know that. You understand that. That's why you have to lie constantly. That's why conservatism, what does conservatism do? A conservative comes to town. Look at conservatives. If only you conserved something. What are you conserving? Everywhere a conservative touches turns to crap. Now you have your tiny little con man's fingers around the neck of power. What are you bringing to the table? What are you doing? You're not helping anyone. You're destroying America. You're destroying democracy. You're destroying Earth. That's what you do. So, we can't, I mean, that's what I always say. Keep being useless. We wouldn't expect anything more from a conservative. In fact, I would probably faint if I ever saw a conservative doing something that brought something to the table, adding value to the world somehow, not being a selfish, waste of human DNA.
Tarabuster is recorded live every Saturday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern at the RDT Daily Facebook and YouTube channels, and rebroadcast on Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on Progressive Voices, or anytime on demand on the Progressive Voices app.
Support RDT Daily and Tarabuster by becoming a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Remember, we stick together, we win.